Today we're back in the kitchen, because every great fishing trip starts long before you get to the water. We've all had those frustrating days when you arrive at your favorite lake and the fish seem to have disappeared. The bites stop, your usual bait doesn't work, and it feels like nothing will get them feeding. This happens a lot after heavy rain, thunderstorms, or sudden changes in water level. Fish react quickly to those conditions, so using the same old bait often isn't enough. That's exactly when the right recipe can make all the difference, and today I'll show you one that has rescued more than a few tough fishing trips for me. I remember heading out one morning planning to catch plenty of big crucian carp. That lake had always been known for them, so I wasn't expecting any surprises. Instead, the crucian were nowhere to be found. What happened next caught me completely off guard. One carp after another moved onto my baited spot. They weren't giant fish. Most weighed between about 1.5 and 4 pounds, but they were feeding aggressively. That's when I realized just how effective this recipe really was. The ground bait attracted carp so well that they completely took over the feeding area, leaving almost no chance for the smaller fish. Many anglers have seen the same thing happen. Once carp settle on a baited spot, other species usually back away. Before we get into the recipe, I'd really appreciate your support. If you enjoy fishing as much as I do, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and tell me in the comments which state you're watching from. I always enjoy hearing where fellow anglers are fishing. Now let's make the bait. Every ingredient is simple, affordable, and easy to find at almost any grocery store. I prefer recipes that anyone can mix at home without spending a fortune, because great results don't come from expensive products, they come from using the right combination. One last tip. I never prepare more bait than I need. For a regular day on the water, I mix only enough for that trip. If I'm planning a weekend outing, I simply double or triple the recipe. It's easier, fresher, and nothing goes to waste. The foundation of today's recipe is plain millet. A lot of anglers overlook it, but they're missing out. This inexpensive grain can be turned into highly effective ground bait and hook baits that work great for carp, panfish, and other freshwater species. Today I'll show you exactly how to prepare it so the mix performs the way it should. If you've been following the channel for a while, you've probably seen some of my homemade bait recipes before. If you'd like a dedicated video on making millet dough bait, let me know in the comments. For this recipe you'll only need a few affordable ingredients: 250 grams, about 9 ounces, of millet, 100 grams, 3½ oz, of plain breadcrumbs, and one ingredient that many anglers completely overlook, ** 100 grams, 3½ oz, of rapeseed **. It may not look like much, but after a light roast it releases a rich, nutty aroma that can make a huge difference underwater. Many experienced anglers have been using this trick for years, yet surprisingly few people know about it. Now it's time to start cooking. Fill a pot with water, add the millet, and bring it to a boil. One mistake many people make is cooking it until it's completely soft. Don't do that, the texture won't be right for this recipe. As soon as some of the water has cooked off, you're on the right track. While the millet is simmering, heat a dry skillet on another burner so you can prepare the next ingredient at the same time. Pour the rapeseed into the dry pan and lightly toast it. You're not trying to brown it heavily, you just want to bring out its natural aroma. After a few minutes you'll notice a pleasant roasted smell filling the kitchen. That's exactly what we're looking for, because that scent continues to work once the bait hits the water. While the seeds are toasting, keep stirring the millet every so often to prevent it from sticking. It only takes a little attention, but it makes a big difference in the final result. Keep a close eye on the millet as it cooks. Once most of the water has evaporated, but before the grain absorbs it completely, it's time to add the toasted rapeseed. Mix everything thoroughly and continue cooking. A lot of anglers skip this step, but it's one of the keys to getting the right texture. Keep stirring for another 15-20 minutes until the mixture becomes smooth and evenly blended. There's one principle I always remind people of: ground bait is not meant to fill fish up. Its job is to attract them, concentrate them in one area, and keep them feeding there as long as possible. That's when a bait mix becomes truly effective. With that in mind, it's time for the next important ingredient, breadcrumbs. Stir them into the mixture, then wrap the pot in a towel and let it rest for at least 20-30 minutes. If you can leave it a little longer, even better. The extra time allows all the ingredients to fully absorb the moisture and blend together. Many anglers ask why breadcrumbs are so important. The answer is simple: they do much more than loosen the mix. Once the bait reaches the bottom, the breadcrumbs release a light cloud of tiny food particles that spreads through the water. That suspended cloud often grabs the attention of nearby fish, especially on slow days when they aren't actively feeding. The heavier millet and rapeseed stay on the bottom, creating a concentrated feeding spot, while the lighter particles drift through the water and draw fish in from a distance. As they follow the scent and the cloud, they eventually reach the main pile of bait, right where your rig is waiting. It's a simple detail, but one that many anglers underestimate, and it can make a noticeable difference in the number of bites you get. The key isn't adding more ingredients, it's using the right ones and preparing them correctly. A simple, balanced mix will almost always outperform an overloaded recipe. That's the approach I've trusted for years, and it's helped me catch fish on all kinds of lakes and ponds, even on days when almost everyone else was struggling to get a bite. Give this recipe a try on your next fishing trip and let me know how it works for you. I'd love to hear about your results because every body of water is different, and your experience could help other anglers figure out what works best in their local waters. That's one of the best things about sharing fishing knowledge: we all learn from each other. If you found this video helpful, I'd really appreciate your support. Subscribe if you haven't already, give the video a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments which state you're fishing in. I'd also love to hear if you've ever made a similar ground bait and how it performed for you. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. There are plenty more simple, field-tested fishing recipes and practical tips coming soon. Until next time, good luck on the water, and tight lines.